Hey guys, this is Mitch with the Department of Bad Ideas, and these are my first impressions on the weapon augments. Now, so far I've gotten 3 weapon augments. I've got Toxic Sequence, which is a parent sequence one, which is hilarious because they hate me. I've got 4 of them. I've got all 3 of them for Steel Meridian, which is the Scattering Justice, Shattering Justice, and the Justice Blades, 2 of which I'm running here, and I have the Toxic Sequence. Okay, now that I got the right ones in mind. So this is what I think about them. Now, I just want to say one thing really quick, slightly unrelated. I really don't like Speed Nova. I promised myself I wouldn't soapbox about this, but I'm going to get this off my chest really quick. It's an exploit, it should not be happening, and it's fun watching your whole team get wiped out if you have a group that isn't top tier. Okay, off my chest, off that subject. Back to weapon augments, okay. So, so far I'm really liking these, although there's a couple of them that seem kind of odd. I'll get to that a little later. But the general idea of these weapon augments is you get a really nice bonus specific to a certain weapon, and you have an affinity gauge you fill up that, like this right here, sets off a area of effect burst, which does a certain damage type and a special trigger along with it. In the case of Justice, it's fire damage in an area that also functions like accelerant a little bit, or at least the crowd control aspect of accelerant. And on top of that, you get 25% of your health, energy, or shields back, which with Justice, it's health. With Sequence, I believe it's your shields. Not sure in the other ones. Aside from Red Veil, which is energy, which that one I can't wait to test that out. I'm getting really close to getting my weapon augments with them. But as you can see there, the area of effect burst is quite good. I'm actually starting to get under the impression that damage might actually scale with the levels of your enemies. Don't quote me on that, I have not tested it, but I noticed in some areas I was only hitting for a few hundred at low levels, and out here against the Infested, I'm hitting in the thousands. So there might be some form of scaling there I'm not entirely aware of just yet. We will find out. Also, I hope you guys like the look of Volt here. This is going to be the new... This is going to be the appearance I'm going to go with for Comet from here on out, because I've done the Volt that's in all of Arsenal. Since we got the Regalia and a bunch of other things, I decided it was time to sit down and just get a better look for him. Like, he looked good already, but I wanted to have a, solid, unified, permanent look to him. So I'm going to roll with this for a while. Not much different than before, but, looks nice. And also he's got the Noble stance to Oberon for him, so he just kind of idles a little better. So, just wanted to say that while he was clearly visible from the front. Now, for the weapon augments, I'm liking them so far. There's a lot of really powerful ones out there, and they make a lot of the more obscure weapons really good. In particular, I really, really enjoy the one for the Heck. It's 200% multi-shot, which that means you top off at 320% multi-shot. Now, at first, I was like, wow, that's a lot of multi-shot. That's a lot of pellets, but I realized something else very quickly, that when you're running elemental mods beside that, that 90% you get is multiplied by 320%. That's, I believe it was 280 something percent when I did the math last night. I mean, some obscene amount of extra damage you'll be getting out of your elemental mods. So I'm actually working on a Heck build right now that is, I'm polarizing to do it. Guns with me this run. I'm working on a build that is dedicated to just raw damage output. Although, from what it looks like, once you have the all the multi-shot mods on, the 2 multi-shot mods on, you're at 80 or 70% status chance already, which is ridiculous. And that's with just 2 mods. So you could build this out to be a status effect gun too if you wanted. Which Steel Meridian seems to make possible with just about anything. The Sobek mod they have is actually all for status chance. Which is, I think is the wrong stat for that gun, but it's there. I might honestly be running my Sobek without that mod, because I'd rather have a little extra damage there in its place, but hey, it's there. Other mods that I've used, Parent Sequence has Toxic Sequence, which is on my gun right here right now. 200% status duration, which is ridiculous with this gun, because you can just tag an enemy with like 5 or 6 darts and just walk away, because it's going to last for, I think it's 18 seconds it'll last for. So I believe your poison procs last for 6 seconds by default. It's a really long effect. And the area of effect burst for Parent Sequence is radiation burst, and it actually procs radiation on them as well. So if you have that on, you're just a monstrosity of just DOTs and crowd control. I'm not sure what their other mods are offhand. I believe they have one for the Skana, but I could be wrong on that. That might be Arbiters of Hexus. Oh, and they have one for the Gridlock. They have the massive additive status chance one. Always fun stuff. So, I really enjoy those bonuses that they have on them. It's making a lot of the more obscure weapons good. What else was good for that? The Supra gets a pretty nasty bonus, and I believe it's 20% status chance additive. The Spectra gets some pretty good stuff as well. I believe it gets, I want to say it's range. I could be wrong on that. But I guess that's not my faction. That's Cephalon Suda, if I recall correctly. But, actually, that actually might be Parent. I don't know. I'm not going to waste my time getting confused over it. But these are pretty good bonuses. I like them. The Area of Effect Burst, I'm a little, I'm not 100% sure what to say on that. Because, of course, I've only seen 2 of them. As I get more weapon mods, I'll let you guys know what I feel then. I mean, I like them. They're a nice touch, and when you're running Speed Nova here, which I absolutely hate, but whatever, it just causes way too many explosions on screen, and everything just dies. At least with Justice, which is the Fire Burst. But I will have to see what the other ones are like, because the way I'm starting to notice it, if they're going off of their elemental type and not a certain specific trigger, or a certain proc, some of them might not be all that good. In particular, I'm thinking of the magnetic burst that Cephalon Suda gets. I'm a little not sure about that one, if it just wipes all their shields. I mean, sure, that on paper seems really good, but I don't know. It's a very niche thing to trigger, as opposed to Perrin with Radiation, where it's like, hey, Pocket Chaos, or Red Veil, they do viral, and if it does what I think it does, that means that everyone's life gets cut in half, which is amazing. Justice, or what was it, Steel Meridian's Justice is just straight big damage and crowd control. It actually sets everybody up for finishers. So I'll have to see what some of the other ones are like. I'm actually curious in particular about new Locas. I believe they are Corrosion, so it just kind of seems like an odd thing to have on them. I'll have to see how potent it is. So, still kind of holding my judgment on the Burst. I enjoy it so far, but that may just be the 2 factions that I've got mods for so far. I will let you guys know when I get more. So those are my first impressions on these mods. They're a really nice addition to the game. They're getting a lot of the really obscure weapons out into the open. For weapons, I want to see more of these on, because I know they're going to do more. That's a given. They're doing a lot of Warframe mods right now, so hopefully we'll see more weapons. I'd like to see the Grakata. I would love to see a mod for that. Something status effect related, or possibly critical related, which could probably scale a lot nicer. Like if they had a additive crit damage bonus, that could be pretty nice. If it was like plus 2x or something. What else would be good there? The Ballistica, I'd like to see get some kind of mod for that. I almost want to say give it like a an exploding shot chance, like they did with the Akbolto. That could work quite nice. What else would be good here? A lot of the melee weapons could use that. Although, right now I think their focus should be the secondaries, because there are a lot of secondary weapons out there that just really need to get something. But it looks like I'm running myself out of time here, so without further ado, this is Mitch with the Department of Bad Ideas, signing off, and possibly exploding.